All right, this is actually going to be the last challenge of this if statement section, and it's going to be a pretty big one. So what I would like you to do here, go ahead and open up your main script and empty it all out so that there's nothing inside. And what I'd like you to do is I would like you to define, let's say, a power level variable. Okay, and in update, let's say if you press the up key, your power level, your PL, goes up by 1 each time. Let's say if you press the down key, your power level goes down. PL goes down by 1. Make sure that when your power level is going down, make sure that you can't go below 0. So limit it so it can't go lower than 0. And then here is something else that we're going to do. So make sure that the script is attached to a game object, like your cube or a sphere or something like that. Because what I'd like you to do is we're going to say if the power level is greater than or equal to 20, I want you to get the component, the mesh renderer component, on that game object, get the material and the color property, and turn the color of the cube to be red, and maybe print out a message that says like, "You're too powerful, chill out." And you might need to Google, how do I change the color of a game object in Unity? And the way it works is it's pretty hierarchical. You're going to need to use a thing called GetComponent. So you're going to need to GetComponent. What component you're looking for is the mesh renderer. And then you can use the dot operator to go farther in and get the material. And once again, the dot operator to get the color property of the material and set that equal to a red color. You can Google that. There's definitely scripting examples that will show you how to change the color of a game object. Okay, if it's greater than 20, we're going to do that. Then we'll say like if the power level is less than 20 and greater than 10, I'd like you to turn the color of the cube to yellow and maybe print out a message that says like, "Warning, getting too powerful." And lastly, let's just say else, meaning it's less than 10. Turn the color of the cube to green. And you don't need to print out a message. It'll just be green. So do your best with this. I know this is kind of a lot. You should at this point have everything that you need in order to complete this challenge, right? Okay, so pause the video right here if you need to, and if you get stuck, I'm going to show you a solution in just a second. See you right after this. Hopefully you paused the video and hopefully you found a solution to this. If not, I'm going to show you a solution right now. So we need a power level variable. I'm going to make that for now. We'll just make it public so we can see it. It'll be an integer and I'm going to call it power level. By default, it'll be set to 0 at the beginning. I don't think we need start, so I'm going to get rid of that for right now. So we need to check if we're pushing the key up or down, right? So let's start with if input.getKeyDown, and we're looking for keycode.up arrow. So if our up arrow is pressed, our power level goes up by 1, and we can do that just by hitting ++. That's the same as saying power level equals power level plus 1. It's just a shorter way of writing that. Now we need to check if we're pressing the down key, right? And I could use an else if, but I'm just going to use another if. We'll say if input.getKeyDown, keycode.down arrow, and then our power level will go down, power level minus minus. And remember, we need to make sure that our power level doesn't go below 0. So we can do another check, an if within an if, or you could add an and to this condition to check more than one thing, but I'll do it this way. And we're going to check if power level is greater than 0, then it can do decreasing. So only if it's greater than 0. So if it's 1 or above, it can go down. And it should make it so that we can't go below 0 because otherwise it's not going to call this part of our script. Okay, so now we have input controls. Now let's take a look. Here, I can delete this part too. Now we get to take a look at changing the color of this cube that this is attached to. So let's start with writing out our if and else ifs. So if the power level is greater than or equal to 20, we're going to do all of this stuff. Let's do the next one, which is else if the power level is less than 20 and greater than or equal to 10. Oh, and power level, that's right. And power level is greater than or equal to 10. And the last one is just going to be an else. Okay, so we can fill these in. We want to turn the color of the cube to be red. And remember, it's pretty hierarchical. So we can say get component, and the component we're looking for, we got to put in T brackets. That's those little triangle looking brackets. And we're looking for the mesh renderer. and we're going to initialize with parentheses and then go farther in and say dot material and even farther in and get the color property. And that's going to equal color dot, what do we say, red? Yes. Awesome. And I know I didn't teach you how to do this, but hopefully you Googled this and figured out how to access the color property of a game object. So hopefully we're turning it red. And then we need a debug.log that says, chill out. You're too powerful. Now we're checking else if the power level is less than 20 and greater than or equal to 10. Then we can do the same thing, GetComponent. We're looking for the mesh renderer. Once we have that, we can go farther in, grab the material, grab the color, and set that equal to color.yellow. Perfect. And one more, debug.log, warning, ... Perfect. And the last one is just setting the color of the cube to green. So get component, and we're looking for the mesh renderer. Once we've got that, we can go farther in and grab the material and the color and set that equal to color.green. Save your script. I'm going to get rid of all of these comments. There, if I zoom out even farther, here is our complete script. Power level, up and down arrows, and changing the colors. Okay, hopefully this works. Save your whole script, hop into Unity, make sure that your script is attached to a game object that has a mesh renderer on it. And that's this component right here, this mesh renderer. If I scroll down, we should see that I have the script attached. Sure do. Okay, main script, our power level is at 0. Let's hit play, see what happens. Okay, so right away our cube is green because our power level is in the else part where it's 0. I'm gonna hit up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's now yellow and we got the message warning. And let's go up to 18, 19, 20, it is red. Chill out, you're too powerful. Perfect. Okay, yay, our program is working exactly as we hoped. So that concludes the section on working with if statements, else if statements. Hopefully you had some fun in this section, and in the next section, we're going to be taking a quick look at something called a switch statement that is a more optimized way of writing out these if, else checks. Okay, see you in the next one.